Today we're going to cut short hair. So you're going to learn how to create this look from start to finish. Hopefully you enjoy, but let's get started. We'll keep the sectioning really simple. I'm just going to split the front from the back, and then we're going to split the back into 3 separate sections. Having the hair sectioned out just helps me stay organized, especially when I'm doing something that has a lot of layers and I'm cutting a lot of subsections. So by splitting the back into your 3 main subsections before you get started, you're going to have an easier time following your guide and getting through the haircut. We're going to take the first subsection for this haircut. So starting in the nape, just create a vertical subsection in the center back. The section should be about 1 inch wide. So you can clip the hair out of the way that you're not cutting. And this will save you in the long run because you won't be adding in any extra hair into your subsection that doesn't need to be cut. Now I'm going to use a razor for this haircut, but the razor creates a softer edge. And we're just going to pull the hair out, holding it at a lower elevation. One might say 45 degrees, but the key is to keep it just elevated low. What you can also do is place your comb flat onto the nape and just pull the hair out so that that subsection is mimicking the shape of the nape. Once you have your subsection out, I'm going to cut this length to about 2.5 inches long. And you're just going to take your razor and just make short strokes to create a line that has some texture to it. So you can see after you cut the hair how much control we had in that cut. I kept my tension by balling the fingers into a fist, and so now we have a really clean cut with a soft edge. So let's work our way around. We'll take another 1 inch subsection. Remember to clip that hair out of the way if you're not cutting it. This is also going to go for the previous section that we cut. So I'll usually split that section in half, and then you can take the half that you're not cutting and just comb it into the other side, and then just securing it with a clip. So now this is going to be our guide in our new subsection. So what you need to know is that your body is going to be moving with your subsection. So I'm always standing in front of the subsection that we're cutting. And then if you remember from the last section, just remember to keep that elevation low and make a fist so you can create this soft textured edge with your razor. Usually when you're cutting thicker hair, you'll want to take smaller subsections because it's going to be a lot easier to control. So just keep that in mind. And I'm turning the head as we're working, but remember that's just your body moving with the subsection. So if you're not standing in front of your subsection, you're going to begin to pull the hair out of where it lives naturally. And that's going to cause some extra weight and some extra length to be pushed in the opposite direction. So it'll end up feeling heavier than what you want it to look like. Here's a side view for you. You can see when you comb the hair, the edge is really soft and it's starting to take on that like curved shape of the hairline. So you'll see it come together as we cut. See that elevation? You want to keep it below this horizontal 90-degree line. So just imagine like a straight line in the room. Keep the hair elevated below that line while you're cutting the nape. You're getting the hairline as the perimeter end. So that's why these ends are kind of getting shorter as it goes to the face. But oftentimes it creates a really pretty soft edge that just hugs the neck. If you're someone who values the hair to be like super even on both sides, this is when you can go back through and just hold the hair horizontally. What you're looking for is kind of like a round line. It's not going to be a straight square line because you cut a traveling guide. So if the hair is like round looking, if it feels like it's like a half circle, that means you did it right. If it's square, that means you probably over-directed the corners back too far and left some more weight by the corners. You'll actually see, like here when I hold the section, there's kind of like this little round weight right here. That's because the head is changing shape. So it's actually rounding right there, then continuing to curve. Same here, continuing all the way around. And actually here, it looks like I probably over-directed this corner back too much. So I'm just gonna go through, recomb the subsection, and then just take off any weight that I have to make sure that it's nice and soft. Now that should be more of a rounded line, like shorter and then longer. For the back section, we're going to continue with those vertical subsections. So again, it's going to be cutting to a traveling guide. So we'll start in the center and then we'll work our way out from there. So my audio glitched out here. I'm just going to narrate it for you. You're looking for your guide from the top of the nape section. Then you're going to keep the same elevation and continue that guideline all the way up through the top. Now the back section can be the widest part of the head usually and also the longest part. So one thing that tends to happen is that the subsections become too large for us to control. So as you're working your way around and it starts to become harder, just take the top part of your subsections and get it out of the way. Then you can cut the bottom part by itself. Once you finish cutting that part, it's really simple to let the top part down and then continue following that line all the way up. So if your layers ever feel like they're very chunky or you're having a hard time creating blended layers that flow, it could be because you're cutting too large subsections and not creating a consistent line while you're cutting. Stylists ask me a lot how to create layers that blend and how to create layers that flow. And this is really the trick because often we're doing everything right. It's just we're trying to cut too much hair at once. So break up that subsection and you'll feel a lot more in control. You're going to notice that your layers are a lot more clean and everything feels much more precise. So let's summarize what just happened in the haircut. We elevated all the sections low as we cut the layers. And we made sure that with each subsection, we moved our body to stand right in front of what we're cutting so that we weren't over-directing the hair out of its natural place. We also broke up any larger subsections in half to maintain the maximum amount of control. And ultimately, working from bottom to top gives us a cleaner line for our layers, which results in a flowy, blended look to the haircuts. So think about how you can use these techniques in what you're already doing. You can use it for this haircut, but you could also just use some of these ideas to make what you're already doing a little bit better. So I'm providing some new methods of cutting for you. Maybe it's a different mind process, maybe it's a different way to think about it, but think about how you can apply these techniques into the haircuts you're already doing, because it's not only for the haircut I'm showing you, but also to improve what you're already doing behind the chair. Next, we're going to cut the side section. So continue the horizontal parting that's separating the crown from the back all the way to the front hairline. That'll split the top from the side. You're going to have to resaturate the hair a few times during the haircut because it is going to dry. Even saturation will give you the most control in creating your layers. Now we're taking a guide from the front of the back section, and then just taking a 1-inch vertical subsection to start cutting the sides. Now all you gotta do is find your guide and connect it. Once again, the over direction is to the previous section, so our body is going to be moving the entire time, just always standing in front of the section you're cutting. And then remember to use short strokes with the razor to get that soft edge. I like to use my comb to map out the area that I'm going to part. Especially using a light comb on dark hair, it makes it a lot easier to visualize before you go in to section the hair. And then you're just repeating the same motions, connecting the guide from the back section all the way to the front. So now we're gonna finish up the layering on top. Get all of the top and crown sections combined, and we're gonna cut them all together. So the goal for the layering on top is to create something that's round and blends into the sides really well without creating a ton of like extra weight by the sides of the head. So the first step that I would suggest doing would be to take a vertical section that works from the front hairline all the way to the crown. So this section is running all the way from the front to the back. And this already has some bangs, so we're just going to make sure that we cut layers that work from this part in the back all the way to the front. So I'll split the section up for control, find your guide from the back, pull the crown to the back, and cut. Once you've gotten your straight vertical line, you can comb the hair up, and now we're going to start holding it straight out of the head, and we'll start creating some round layers. So just take small sections. If it's easier for you, you can just skim the razor to cut the layer. Holding the hair straight out of the head, skimming the razor to cut the layer. So we're just creating round layers on the top section. We closed it off with a vertical line, and now we're rounding it through the top. You can work your way in subsections, just like this. So we'll just take another vertical section. If you want, you can also clip it out of the way. So I'm just using a part of the previous subsection as a guide, and then we'll start with, remember, our vertical layer. So close this out. Good. Now let's work our way up, and we're creating the round layers. Holding the hair straight out of the head. You see where that corner is, we can start to round it out. Straight out of the head, round it out. Straight out of the head, round it out. And remember, this haircut has bangs, so it's not going to reach all the way to the front. You don't have to blend the bangs out yet. We'll wait till the very end to do that. You'll be able to see your previous guide through the subsection now, so it should be a lot easier to follow as you work your way down. Cool. So that'll give you a lot of layers working down to the sides. You'll notice because of the layering on top, it's going to be a little bit longer than what you have on the side. So that's happening because you're pulling those layers so high on top and leaving some of that length. Once you are done layering on top, all you have to do is really pull that hair to the sides and then just connect it. So I'm just taking some sections, just working my way from back to front, and just finding that big corner right where it kind of like drops off from that length, and then just connecting it. Last section, and just connect it. And now that'll be a good way to blend your round layers on top into the graduation that you did on the sides. And then if you want to blend any of those sections, remember you can just find the little extra corner right there and just take that off. I'm doing a slight skimming technique with the razor. So it's cutting the line, but it's also removing some of the weight as I cut just by skimming that hair. Creates a really soft edge. Okay, I feel like you can start to kind of see the shape taking place now. It's really shaggy, a lot of layers. And it's gonna air dry really well, even if you have straight hair, but it works really well on like wavy and curly textures. It's kind of like the vibe that I'm seeing on a lot of models right now. People are going more short with their waves and their curls, and it's really shaggy on top, but still has some length to play with because you can't have like a full-on pixie all the time. So I'm gonna put some color on this and dry it, and then we'll come back to see if there's any detailing that we want to do at the very end. Thank you for watching the video all the way through. If you had some really big discoveries, definitely let me know what they were in the comments, and also make sure to share if you had any questions that I didn't take on. This video was inspired by a comment that someone left asking for a mod cut hair tutorial. So to the person that commented that, I really hope you enjoyed this video. And you can always customize this with side bangs or any other type of bang you want in the front. To learn even more haircuts, make sure to check out the rest of my videos I have on here, and I've also got extra videos on Instagram and TikTok if you're more active on there. But I hope to see you in future videos, and make sure to subscribe if you enjoyed the content. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next video.